Hello, my name's Stephen Carr and I'd like to welcome you to another SketchUp cooking class. This time the subject that we're working with is creating a backdrop from a landscape type image. So we're looking at our little house again. We've been working with this for a little while. So what we need to do here is basically create a backdrop. And to do that I'm just going to create a great big rectangle. And I'm just going to put an arc surface on it. And then I get to erase that part. Now I'm just going to pull this up, and it gives us a curved surface. Later on we'll rotate it and move it into a position where when we're looking out the windows we'll be able to see it as a backdrop. So once we've got this established like this, we've created this little surface. Again, the size is just big, and we can always make it bigger if we have to, or we can make it smaller if we have to. So I'm going to bring in an image, so I import, and I'm going to again bring in JPEGs. So I'm going into my, and I have this image here that I'm going to open up. So I just put it down here and I can stretch it out to be whatever size I need it to be. Okay, so this is a little autumn landscape, which is kind of cool. Now the big thing is that we need to put it on this face here. So I'm going to rotate it up 90 degrees. Now it's a little bit large for our scene, so we've got a couple of choices. I just scaled that up a little bit. That's good. And I'll just move this so that it's more in the middle. Now, with the picture the way it's set up right now, what we have to do is we can't really do anything with it, so we have to explode it. And once we explode it, now what we can do is we can extrude it. And we just extrude it right through the scene that we're working with. Okay, so now that I've got that, I need to triple click, 1, 2, 3, right click, intersect with model. And what that does is that gives us a frame that will be exactly the same as our picture is. Let's just erase all this stuff, we don't need this anymore. And now all I have to do is take my eyedropper from my paint bucket, click on this, and now I can paint it onto here. Now if I do it the other way around, if I just take the image from here and paint it on, okay, it's working, but only because I already did this. Generally what you'll find is if you just take it from the very beginning, you will find that it won't actually fit. You'll get it in different sheets. So I can just delete this one. And now what I need to do is I just need to, we can do a couple of things. If we want to, we can just erase all this other stuff. We don't really need all of this stuff anymore. Got the basic picture there. And I just make this into a group. And now we have the ability to move it and rotate it so that it gives us a nice position so that we can just go top view here, and I'm going to turn off my roof layer for a second, and I'm going to take this little guy here, and if I just orient the object so it is like this, I take my little guy and place him right here. And now I put my roof on. And now with the eye, I should be able to go to the window here. And I'm going to have to, okay, I guess I'm going to have to set up a scene here. View, animation, add scene. And then I'm going to have to go outside again, so I'm just going to scene extents. And now I need to maybe rotate this a little bit. And maybe just move it down. So I'm just going to create a scene out here. So I can go inside and I should be able to look at the different view. So I'll just come closer. So I think I'm going to still have to lower it a little bit. Go outside again. And actually I'm going to move it back as well. So there I go. So now I have this really, really cool view. So if I'm inside, no matter where I go, I can see a different position of the landscape. And even if I go to the other window, I can also see it here as well. So just back in a bit. So it's a little bit harder to see from this window, but the other window definitely is. It's very, very, very nice. Just change the angle so you can see the wording. And we can also go into camera and we can play with field of view, which will help us get a little bit more of a interesting perspective. Okay, so we can look at this a couple of times if you like, but the key thing is that we created a scene in the background. Very simple. The instructions are pretty straightforward to follow. Then once you get yourself established, then you need to just add your scene so that everything looks relative to the way you want it. And this definitely makes for a very interesting, adds a lot to your scene. . 'Cause Again, a very simple little tool, but can be very, very effective and very, very helpful. So you might want to review this a couple of times. Construction is really not that hard. I think you'll have fun with it. Thank you.